at the hotel waiting for a ride to take us to Salem because we're too lazy to take the metro. Okay, we're in time.
So this is Pita's outfit for Salem for today.
I'm all witchy. There was only one problem that I didn't think through. I can't wear my backpack, so I have to wear it through the front.
This is why I picked a basic outfit. You see, Torrid, Nike.
You're not being what? Sponsored?
Oh, I'm not sponsored.
$70.
Well, kind of. I'm kind of sponsored though.
$100. $130. 99 cents.
This is my outfit. It's how much was this? 55.
Hot
Discount
topic.
35.
My
Hot
discount.
topic.
I have a discount code.
This one,
Y'all can
I
have
think
it.
it was given to me. This one's
Was given to you.
to 30. And then the shoes, because I have kids size shoes, is 30. And my little backpack was given to me. Oh,
Yeah.
but the watch and the ring are the most expensive ones.
What? The jewelry is the most expensive. Good.
I think it's
makeup,
2,400.
The makeup.
Oh, makeup is so expensive. It's NARS. Not sponsoring none of this.
Sponsoring smart.
But
Like,
all
literally,
this,
I feel like the most expensive thing I have is on my face.
I believe so. I believe so. Do you have any makeup, Leo? Oh my God.
Bitch.
I believe so. Alright.
So yeah.
We'll see you guys in Salem.
Mascara,
Oh, she still wants
28. All this was like about $250.
My dear
And it
woman.
looks like I don't have makeup.
That's true. That's good. That's good. Let's see. Let's see. Get close.
Oh, and the contacts.
By the way,
400. 400.
By the way, our Uber guy has to be with us for like 45 minutes because we're in Boston, and from Boston to Salem.
Yeah, because we're too lazy to get the metro.
Because we're too lazy to get.
Because look, Leo, are we lazy to get the metro?
Apparently,
No,
someone's
no.
rich or something.
If you get the metro, it's
We're
very.
gonna go eat at Red's. They recommended us that Red's was the best place to go and have breakfast. So we'll see. We'll see about that.
How long more for Uber to be here?
A minute, literally,
Perfect,
just turning the street.
Thank
Okay,
you.
then.
Bye.
Bye.
So, what I got from that whole trip coming up here, it feels like the neighbors like don't talk to each other. That's what I felt like.
Yeah, it feels like everyone fucking hates each other
It
here.
feels like at any moment somebody's gonna come out and murder me.
Yeah,
Ugh.
like it has that like Michael
Vibes.
Myers, Freddy Krueger,
Yes.
Salem type of shit.
Yes.
Like
Yes, it does.
I was like, why do movies and Hollywood make
Like
it
this.
seem like this, bitch? Because it is.
So we're here at Red's, the famous sandwich, and I think this building was in 1666, I guess. But we'll see. We'll see how good it is. So I got French toast, and Palpita gave me one of her egg benedicts, and they're huge. They're huge. Let me try them.
What's in a sausage patty? Hey, what?
I got a strawberry. Oh my god, yeah.
Not even with syrup?
Yeah,
That has syrup?
never with syrup.
Oh, I'm gonna taste the regular potatoes. Tastes like homemade potatoes.
Egg Benedict.
The egg benedict comes with sausage patty. Is it Irish?
Oh wow.
then when did this happen?
Too delicious.
I'm gonna take a bite. Oh, the strawberries inside. Oh, that's good.
Creo que yo me quito los
The strawberry
los
is
de estos
inside the pancake,
cuando
not
estoy
on
en
top.
estrés.
Does it taste like IHOP one?
You're joking.
Okay, let's go to the.
So we're in Salem already. We're in Salem. We're trying to figure out where to go. So right there is the Witch History Museum. And it looks so pretty. Why I left you
Because
hanging.
me and Leo are trying to figure out where the rat
So there's a rat. I saw a rat. Look, it's right there. It's Remy. Aw, it went inside the rock. It was right there.
Oh, I see it now.
Is it tiny?
Yeah, it's tiny.
Oh, he's probably
So even in Salem, there's tiny little mouses. Okay, so what you guys thought about Red's restaurant?
better than any. I don't know. I felt like something was missing, but it's better than any restaurant that I've been to.
How are
In
the
LA.
pancakes?
Bomb. They had the strawberry in the middle instead of like the syrup on top. It was in the middle of the pancake.
Leo, what you thought about
The sausage patties were not frozen. They had like real seasoning.
Mhm.
It was probably made in the house, huh? Probably. It didn't taste like refrigerator at all. Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Vita, what you thought about Red's?
I think it was very good. I like the potatoes. The potatoes were very delicious, nice seasoning. The
Egg
kind of
Benedicts.
thing? Oh, the egg benedicts.
Oh, they're opening it now.
No.
The eggs benedicts were even. They were good too. They came with sausage patties instead of ham.
I got the French toast. The French toast are really good. The only difference I noticed from here in LA is that right here they just give you the French toast, the pancakes by itself. It won't give you sausage or bacon or eggs on the side. You have to ask for it on the side.
And they're extra charge.
Yeah, extra charge. But the French toast were really, really good. I didn't need syrup at the beginning. I just tried it like that and it was really, really good. The coffee's good too. I drank 2 cups of coffee. And I recommend it. And it wasn't that expensive. It wasn't that expensive. For Lupita, Catherine, and I, it was like 50 bucks. Okay. Recommend it.
What?
Stick around for that if you wish. Curious, quick show of hands on board. How many visiting Salem for the very first time? Awesome, everybody. Wow. Thank you so much for coming. Our objective is to give you what we call a Triple E tour. We want to educate you about Salem, maybe entertain you a tad, hopefully excite you enough so you come back for your Halloween night. My name is Skip. I'm going to be your tour guide today, and our driver is Jeff. Jeff is one of our best. Don't worry, he'll get us around Salem, no problem whatsoever. However, I do need to caution you a little bit. This is delivery day, so we'll probably bump into several trucks as we go around, asking you kindly not to put your arms, hands, or heads outside the windows in the back there. It makes a pretty tight turn. We hate to see someone get hurt. So that's Jeff's number 1 hard job. Number 2 hard job, he has to bring a joke to the tour guide to share with the tourists on board, sort of as an icebreaker. So on behalf of Jeff, here we go. How much does a pirate pay for a dozen ear of corn? Well, that would be a buccaneer. And I know you're smart enough to know the answer to this one. What is the favorite letter of a pirate? R. Not so, my mateys. Could be the C. Kirkville 9, your right is Trolley Depot, number 1 souvenir shop in Salem. More significantly, first and second customs house in the mid-1800s. Customs house was a federal building symbolized by the gold leaf you see above the doorway here to your right. The right flatboard building coming up down on our left was built in the year 1698, folks. In those days, that was known as the old London Coffee House. was here with his Son of Liberty from Salem with me, have breakfast and discuss the terrible taxes the British leveled against the colonists. Today, this establishment is known as Red Sandwich Shop. My humble opinion, #1 place in Salem for breakfast or lunch. For me, breakfast. Why? Because there are pancakes in there. The blueberry ones. They're the size of wheel covers. They really are, and I guarantee you cannot eat a short stack of those babies. Coming up on your right is going to be the old Bearing Point Burial Ground. This is the third oldest one in America. So, like I said, we're going to have a few trucks around Salem today, so we've got to get used to that. So we used to have a sign right inside this gate that told you what famous people were buried in here. However, vandals destroyed it, and we've yet to have it replaced. This should not deter you, however, from having your own historical sojourn through this graveyard. You're welcome to get out, tour through it, check out names and dates on the stones, but if you are going to do that, folks, I do want to give you a little bit of a heads up. Get out of there before the sun goes down. That's a haunted cemetery. And my driver, Jeff, good buddy that he is, he wanted me to give you a heads up too. He says, Skip, be sure to tell all tourists on board today not to go into any of the bars in Salem. I said, Jeff, what are you talking about? After my tour, they're going to need a drink. Then straight there, he says, but just let them know all the bars in Salem are haunted. I says, no, they're not. He goes, yes, they're. So I said, Jeff, tell me, why are all the bars in Salem haunted? You know what he told me? They're all full of spirits, aren't they? Over to your right, back right over his shoulder is a Witch Trial Memorial Park, folks. If you look in that general direction, you can see stone walls. Embedded in those stone walls are granite benches. On each bench, folks, is the name of a witch, the date they were executed, and the manner in which they lost their life here in Salem. And I'd like to put the rest of the fallacy about that period of our history, folks. We never burned witches here in Salem, not a one. They did that in England, however, but here we did something far more atrocious than that. Why? We executed 20 innocent people. 14 women, 6 men. The majority of whom were hung, with the exception of Giles Corey, a male witch whom they pressed to death by putting the guy into a shallow grave, literally piled granite blocks on top of his chest till he stopped breathing. And by the way, folks, it took him 3 days to die. Folks, at the corner of this intersection is the Lydia Pinkham Memorial. Lydia Pinkham was a forward-thinking lady in her day. She realized women had different medical needs than men. Born a genius, no doubt. In the late 1970s, the city of Salem refurbished its entire wharf loop. We're about to go around to replicate a small New England fishing village. All these buildings you see have small retail shops on the bottom floors. Top floors are apartments, offices, and condos. Nice place to live down here. Obviously, a great place to shop. We also have some very outstanding restaurants. Longboard's over here to your right. You get a good beer and a hamburger there, or a cold beer there. At the end of this beige building is Finn's Restaurant. Excellent seafood restaurant that I'll call home the one directly across from it. Big blue letters here, Sea Level. Now, Sea Level has a very interesting entree in there, folks. It's called the Scary Mary. And what it really is the face of it is the Bloody Mary. However, this Scary Mary costs you $35. And along with the Bloody Mary cocktail, you get 2 shrimp, 2 steak tips, a half a lobster, and clam chowder french fries. And people rave about that. Salem has an official witch. Her name is Lori Cabot. She was named the official witch by former Governor Michael Dukakis. She has her own retail shop over here on your right, this place called Enchanted. Some of you might remember a cartoon sitcom from the 90s, Beavis and Butthead. Ring a bell with anybody? Their favorite package store in the whole world is directly across the street, right in front of us. What's it called? A butthole, exactly correct. This is where Corn Julio comes every Friday night for his weekend suitcase. Just entered into the Maritime National Park coming off the wharf, established by our federal government back in the 1930s under then President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. We try to pull up close to the curve as we can and look out this way. This morning we see some interesting things. That ship, the wharf it's tied up to, and the building that's on that wharf. The ship is a replica of the Friendship. The Friendship back in the day, and I'm talking 1700s, folks, was a flat-bottomed East Indiaman ship. The red building we did see down in the parking lot, however, is the birth home of Nathaniel Hawthorne, famous author from our city. Was in a different part of Salem in 1952, took it off its old foundation, put it on a new foundation down here, things like sugar and cinnamon and other spices. Now at the end of this next street on your right is a landing platform where a ferry service operates out of Boston Harbor. Boston Harbor Cruises heads up the operation. They board a long walk. 45 minutes later, dropped off at the end of this street. We pick you up on one of these buggies, tow you around Salem, bring you back down so you can get your boat back into Boston. Now over on your right, behind this fenced trees and shrubs, is a brand new state-of-the-art gas-fired electric generation station built by Footprint Power from New Jersey 8 years ago. It replaced another similar facility that stood there for over 60 years. I've got a photograph of this baby. This was a major environmental polluter. Why? It burned coal and oil to generate electricity. 500-foot smokestacks on this facility. This body of water to right back in the day was called the Smith Pool. They let water in through the jetty gate out there at high tide, closed the gate when the tide went out. Water would stay trapped in this cold. Summer months, Salemites would come down there, swim, picnic, have a good time for themselves. Unfortunately, our Coast Guard shut it down during World War II because they had a military station on the island, remnants of which you'll see once we get out here. They didn't want the public near the fort, so they closed the Smith Pool, not operated as a saltwater swimming pool since World War II. Like the one in this photograph. Flown from our harbor over here on your left, up and down the coast of New England they would go, looking for German submarines. In my research 2 years ago, I uncovered the fact that the Germans actually sunk over 200 vessels off the coast of the United States during World War II between Maine and Florida. Boats will be coming out of the water left and right this time of year. This will turn into a boat storage facility probably the next month. As we complete the turn in the foreground, we have a real New England style lighthouse. This one is called the Pickering Light. There's another one on the left end of the island directly behind it. You can see it silhouetted against the horizon, called the Baker Island Light. And all three lighthouses function both. The Baker Island, the Pickering, and that short, squatty Derby light.
Waikiki.
Did I not say we had world-class beaches here? And by the way, folks, we had it first. Yeah, we were here before Hawaii, long time before those guys. Major difference between the two beaches, separated by about 6 hours and 20 minutes. Right now, I'd say we're pretty much at high tide. The telltale is when we see this opening up here on our right, and if the water is on top of that, we're definitely at high tide. Well, look, yep, this seems to be cresting it, so we're just about at full high tide. 10 feet deep in the middle of the scope at high tide. Boats out there look pretty happy, don't they? Low tide boats aren't happy at all. You know why? They're right in the mud. There's no water in here at all. Every drop of water goes out through the jetties to your right in the background there. No water at all at low tide. Dead horse beach boats. Right before your very eyes. Originally, it was called Downtown Beach. But in 1914, we had a huge fire in Salem. 1/3 of it burned to the ground. And in those days, horse-drawn fire wagons fought those conflagrations. Several teams perished fighting the big fire. They had no place to get rid of the barbecue carcasses in the city. Dragged them down to this part of Salem, they did. World War II and the Korean War. That's going home for World War II off the very sweet field in this part of Salem. Building lots for $1 a piece. We knew a guy paid $1 for no ordinary church. This is the very first ever Russian Orthodox church built in the United States of America. Erected in the year 1906. I said, excuse me, sir, but in 1850, I believe Alaska belonged to Russia. So I'm right after all. Gotcha. Church, the first Unitarian church. The statue on your right is a replica of our founder, Roger Cohen, not a witch, I wrote a witch. Brick building on our left is the Hawthorne Hotel, named after our famous author Nathaniel Hawthorne. World-class hotel, has an excellent restaurant inside of called Nathaniel's by Charles Bullfinch. More interestingly, however, those windows on the second floor, you see them there? That's where Bette Midler belted out that famous song from Hocus Pocus, which I'll sing for you at this moment. I put a spell on you, and now you are mine, or something like that. Anyway, that's where they filmed that part of the movie, in the top part of that building. And directly across the street in front of us, on the other side of the road, is the Joshua Ward Mansion. Morton's what it has become today. one of the newer hotels in Salem. It's called the Merchant. It's a boutique-style hotel. However, when this was the Joshua Ward Mansion, had a very famous house guest stay with him on 2 occasions. First time, October 31st, 1789. Anybody venture who that might have been? Let me give you a hint. The guy's first name was George. George Washington himself. Slept there on 2 occasions. And guess what, folks? You also can sleep in the very same room George Washington did. How? You call the merchant, ask for reservations, and request the presidential suite. The Newark statue, exactly correct. Elizabeth Montgomery portraying Samantha Stevens in a sitcom. Statue given to us by the television network known as TV Land. Great granite building on your right, Salem City Hall today. Granite on the front of the building came from the Queen Quarries here in Massachusetts. I'm going to take this left-hand turn, head down Line Street. We've got 2 tourist venues for in this street, folks. First one coming up after this huge building on your left. There's an alcove at the end of this building. If you look in this general direction, as we go by, one gets a glimpse of what's known as the Gallows Hill Community Theater, where local thespians put on historical reenactments of events from our past. Well, a real blast from the past is coming up here on your right. This brown clapboard building, folks, is the Salem Witch Dungeon. This is where one was brought after being accused of being a witch. They were tortured here until they made you a witch. This is actually a replica. We'll show you where the original formerly stood. But I want to tell you about these brown devices on the sidewalk here. Can you see them? These are called pillory, folks, okay? These are puritanical torturing devices. This is how they work. In Puritan days back here, they took religion very serious. A sermon on Sunday lasted from 4 momentarily. We're going to go curbside in front of a big white mansion today known as the Royal Mansion. This is a period correct home owned by the Peabody Essex Museum. It has beautiful flower gardens in back that public can walk through for free. This time of year kind of a sad affair because they're all dead. Anyway, this is also another location for those of you Hocus Pocus fans. Does this place look familiar to you?
Yes.
Building up there sits up on top of a very famous hill here in Salem, known as Gallows Hill. Famous why? This is the exact location where they hung the witches during that period of our history, folks. I think it's interesting to know.
Oh, aquí es donde están the witches.
This one's a free one.
Oh, this is where they got
1692.
him.
September 22nd. Someone left a penny. I'm going to pick it up tonight.
Margaret Scott. We shouldn't have seen that. What did I make the penny?
September 22nd. They all got here
1982.
September 22nd. They said, screw all you.
I think it only lasted how many minutes?
I ain't seen September 23,
Dang.
19. What is it?
I think there was
Oh,
only...
damn, 60.
1692.
What is this for? I think that's the walking.
I think so.
Here it is. Okay.
They all got here the same day.
Hello everybody, so we
minute.
just finished.
Salem has the airport.
No, Boston is not far from here.
Cut.
It's 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, that's
Okay,
true, huh?
another. Go.
It's probably is going to Boston, to be
Okay.
honest.
I can. So we just finished the trolley and it's hot. We're
Boston
walking.
It's hot.
Let me
as
tell you
hell.
something.
It's
It
Salem.
is
Oh,
68
Salem.
degrees. It's hot.
For Massachusetts, it's fucking hot.
So they're
It's
like
hot.
Let
summer.
me tell you something.
Plus we're walking. There's a trail that you can follow, a yellow trail.
And you know when Yeli's here, she loves walking, and we fucking hate walking. Obviously, look at her.
Look at her.
Look at her. I love walking.
Okay.
So we just finished the trolley, and if you don't like walking but you still want to see the sights, that's the place to go right now because there's a lot of people and it's October, and I guess from October 1st to October 31st, they're not gonna have the hop on, hop off like the rest of the year because there's a lot of people. And trust me. There's a
So
lot.
what you guys thought
And
about the
there's
trolley?
no chairs at all. Like we
It's-
were there.
I think it was for 30 people. Maybe.
We were there like really early, like 2 hours before like
Open.
boarding,
Yeah, a morning.
and the
We got
trolley, the first trolley at 10, automatically was full.
Automatically.
Yeah.
So
There
what you
was
thought
no
about
space.
it?
So it's 1 hour and it's great. The person that did the talking knew his history and he was very, very funny.
He
The tour
lived
guide.
everywhere in Salem.
He
you know,
loved everywhere, sir. Yes.
like over there, I think he said, and stayed
Somewhere.
a little bit right here.
So we're in front of the ship. It's one of the oldest ships. Do you guys remember what he said? Because I have a short-term memory.
It's a good boat. 200 of those ships they had, and
in the early.
they bought that house for $1. But it was
Back in the old
somewhere
days.
else, and they rebuilt it. Can I get
No
off of
way.
that? Oh man!
Oh damn!
So they rebuilt it the phone. I mean, they rebuilt it the house somewhere, and
Oh, there's no restroom.
that's all I remember.
There's right there.
I'm sorry, it's because I'm on
there's
Twitter.
no restroom and it's
I'm
right
on
there.
Twitter.
Those are the restrooms.
I don't like those restrooms.
Bitch, I'm on
Oh
my
no, those are the
God.
restrooms. Okay, I'm going to the restroom after this video.
Okay, what's the review?
So I give it a 10 out of a 10. It's very nice, quick, and it shows you everywhere that you need to go, so you already know where to go.
What about you, Leo? You
Leo, you
thought-
owe me a
I like
fucking new
it.
phone, bitch.
I made a new friend. The guy that sat next to me, he was pretty funny. You know.
He talked to you,
Yeah, he did talk to me.
even the way you were like.
I
What
wasn't
he
like-
said?
He was just he liked the jokes that the conductor said.
Yeah,
I was
you were
like,
laughing.
oh yeah, and that's pretty much it. I was like, yeah, that's funny, huh? I made a new friend.
He clearly don't go out much if he thinks that's making a new friend.
That's good.
Look, that's a trolley.
Oh my god, that's true. That's the trolley we got.
Leo,
Down,
you
down,
look like
down
you're
with
about
the
to pass out.
trolley.
Leo owes me a new phone too.
I'm a little bit lightheaded.
You're a little bit like, you
You're
want
not
water?
hungry?
You want water? You want
Actually,
water?
Oh yeah, we need water.
Look, oh my god. Look, let me tell you something what happened. He said something about in a clear day you see the country of Portugal.
Oh yeah, he did. He
but
did say
but I
that.
was like,
How?
from LA. And I was like, pause. We are not even close to LA. I said that. I was like, but how? If you could like, how are you gonna see it? If we could only see like
In LA, from LA.
in LA, yeah. It kind of
She can't get-
resembles.
So it was
She can't get her
that's
mind
type
out of
jokes,
LA.
Those type of jokes.
Yeah.
But
No,
me,
but it-
on the other hand, I went like, whoa, interesting.
And
But
I
then
think
I
it
was
was a
like-
little island that was there. It was in Portugal. It was, he was just joking
on a
around.
Clear day.
And a clear day, he said.
You could see
Where's
Portugal?
Portugal?
No, that's too far away.
That was a joke.
Okay, okay, fine.
Oh, that was a joke.
No,
Yeah,
but because
a
there was a
joke.
no. It's because there was a little
I
island.
deadass thought I was
There
like,
was a little
"Dang."
island.
It was a little.
And
No,
he
he
said,
said on a clear day. Does it look like a clear day?
Yeah.
It looks like a clear day.
it is a clear day. Okay, well, that
I
we're
thought,
Well, yeah,
I
your-
thought we were
your
back in
review.
Santa Barbara.
Obviously, we suck at this tour.
I
We don't remember what they
really-
say.
I
I
really
know.
I really enjoy the trolley. Like I enjoy trolleys in general because you get to see stuff and hear stuff that you didn't even know.
Yeah, when you
Like the houses, like there's the place where the mansions are. And there was
Oh,
a
that's
mansion that was like had like 23 bedrooms or something. I'm like, what the hell?
And only 2 people live there. You
uh-huh.
said.
So and you get to see like houses and you're like, damn, I'm
And they
gonna
have not seen
retire
each
here.
other for 2 years.
Huh?
He hasn't seen his wife in 2 years.
Yeah, he supposedly hasn't seen his wife in 2 years.
Because it
Y'all
was
is
fun.
dumb.
He was. I tip him because he was really funny, really funny. So there's some that kind of like lame, like okay, so this is it. And no, he was funny. So he knew what he was saying. So yeah, I recommend it
And that's
if
the
you come to
costume
Salem.
house. How do we know it's a costume house?
Costume house.
This is a costume? Condor?
No, it is Custom House.
See? How do we know? How do we know? Because it says
How do we know, Kevin?
I'm going to the bathroom.
Wait,
How do we know?
Oh,
How
this
do we
was
know
scary.
that it's a condom house? I'll do it.
It's not even a condo. Me.
Okay, bye.
Very first time touching the Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean. We're
Oh,
not
wait.
gonna swim. Look.
No swimming, no swimming, no boats.
Boat ramp is slippery. Watch out.
So the Atlantic, I usually touch the Pacific Ocean all the time. Right? All the time.
Yeah.
But this is the Atlantic Ocean water.
We did it. That's the Atlantic.
Does it feel the same as the Pacific?
You'll see. It's colder. Because it's more near the what is it?
When we're farther up the north.
Yeah.
You know what's the problem?
What?
I want to remove my shoes.
I mean, yeah, I guess you can.
I literally want to remove my shoes.
Touch it with your
Touch.
feet. I'm gonna censor it. I'm gonna censor your feet.
If you guys want more of my feet,
Oh Jesus, it is slippery. Oh Lord.
it's slippery. I'm just gonna touch you with one foot.
Okay.
Oh, you can stand over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna touch you with one foot. Okay, it's freaking cold.
When it's already touching, yup.
It's cold.
Atlantic Ocean.
Atlantic Ocean water. I never touched it before. Now I'm touching it. That's another out of my list. I don't think Ellie wants to touch it. Oh, she touched it when she went to Miami.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about Kathy. Oh, it feels nice actually. It's so hot out here
Yeah.
that it feels very nice. Okay,
I would do it, but my shoes are too tight.
I went to Miami and I went inside the beach. South Beach.
Was it
Miami.
cold?
No, it was nice and warm.
Oh, okay.
Why? This one's cold?
Touch it. Oh Jesus! I almost slipped again.
Oh, it's cold. It's as cold as the one in LA. It's as cold as the one in LA.